Hello, this is Katie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time. We're going to be using Simply Celebrate Fall, one of the new sets from Fawn. I'm going to be making 4 cards. I have pre-cut and scored orange card bases. We're also going to be using Happy Halloween from Simply Fall Sentiments. And then outside in stitched, scalloped, rectangle stackables, the second down size. I cut out 4 of those rather than like pausing later in this video to do that because I can't bring you over to my die cut machine. I found that this marker is super messy, so I'm going to show you how I clean. I use an alcohol swab and clean that, and then I pinch it in the middle and I shove it into the lid and clean it, and then you're good to go. So that is how I clean my Copics, and I clean them as I use them. I'm not going to ever have like a Copic cleaning party. I clean them when I go to use them and I realize that they are messy because it's very quick, and I keep the alcohol swabs right near me. So if you watched my video yesterday, I can't remember anymore. I said I was going to try with Copics and a, slower hand. This is sped up obviously, but a slower hand to do this dark gray, light gray blend out on these ghosts. I might have to take a closer look at the card that I saw and figure out, or see if there's a video made by the person who made it and see how they did it. I'm just not doing a very good job. It turned out okay. It turned out better than last time. But I think maybe my lines are just too thick and it needs to be a lot thinner. I'm not sure. And then I went out a little bit, so I'm just using a colorless blender to erase that. And then I am kind of bordering it with C3 to add to the dark gray glow. I don't think they turned out that bad. I think my technique is a little off. So I'm hoping I can find out. I think I pinned on Pinterest the card that I'm talking about, so hopefully I can find out who did it and watch them do it. That might help. I'm going to be doing one Have a Happy Fall for the leaves because Halloween doesn't really match that, but I decided to do Happy Halloween on the other 3. So the Simply Fall Sentiments comes with the Have a Happy Fall, but I think the Simply Fall Sentiments, is that what the add-on is called, or the extra with a Happy Halloween and the other ones? Simply Celebrate Fall, comes with Have a Happy Fall and these images. And then the Simply Fall Sentiments, I think, is what the other one was called. Again, I had to look at my candy corn. I'm pretty sure at this point I've remembered. I know that white is on top, and all I have to remember is orange is in the middle. It always seemed backwards to me. I always felt like orange should be on the bottom, but that's fine. Also, you can do whatever order you want. It does not matter. This is a lawless land of art. I should have, and realized after I colored the candy corn, that I probably should have done at least like a 2-color blend, kind of like where the light is at the center of each of the rows, if that makes sense. So done a blend from like the outward in, but I did not do that. So it's a 1-color blend, but I do really like how these pumpkins turned out, and I just decided to blend them like this, where they just have like the top and the bottom and the light sources all across the front. And this orange blend, the tri-blend, it's kind of bright, but I do really like it. I think I just get kind of shocked when I go to like color an orange cat with it, because I don't think it's really orange cat color, which I've done before, but it is pretty good for pumpkins, and these turned out to be a pretty good blend. So I liked how those turned out with this marker. And I'll also be using this blend in the leaves. I'm only going to do three alternating colors on the leaves. And then I just grabbed a random green and a random brown to fill in the leaf and the stem on these. I'm constantly wiping away cat hairs off of my projects because that is my life. And then we will color in our leaves. I should have added cheeks to the ghosts, but I did not. But that would have been pretty cute. So I had a brain dump because I was like, oh, I probably shouldn't put the two reds because I'm going to do a dark red and a red, or my red blend and then the dark red blends. And I probably shouldn't put the two reds next to each other, but then I realized I'm doing 3. So I went red, orange, red, red, orange, red, red, orange. I don't know. Anyway. But it turns out okay because the reds are pretty different. And I know that there are other colors like yellow and some of the leaves are still green. I just didn't want to include green because that's not a fall leaf color in my mind. I know that some of them are brown, but that didn't sound very good. So I stuck with reds and oranges. I really, really like this, the dark red. This red is really good too, but basically for Christmas, for like Santa hats and suits, the dark red that I'm doing right now is very good for Santa hats and suits. I really like how it looks with the dark red, but the regular red blend? Dark red blends dark red shades. There isn't a light red, I think is what I'm getting at. So dark red blend and dark red shades are the two names of those. Anyway, I really like those for Christmas. So I'm hoping to make a lot of Christmas card videos as well. But we'll see how that goes. I think I will. Let me know down below if you want to see a Christmas card series or how many videos you need or what types of videos you need. I have a kit. I have a Christmas kit that I do need to use, so I should make at least one video with that kit. I am showing you here how I clean my stamps. It's not a secret. I don't show it because it's boring, but I also don't like getting yelled at for using alcohol swabs on my stamps. But I realized why my stamps are just fine. It's been like 12 years. My stamps are fine because alcohol swabs, people think of alcohol swabs and they think that I'm taking like straight rubbing alcohol on a pad to, like it's the same thing as taking the rubbing alcohol from the bottle to a pad and wiping down my stamps, which is not the case. The alcohol swabs, because they're like for medical reasons, are only 70% alcohol and the bottle is either 90 or 99. And that must be why my stamps are fine, because I'm not totally drying them out. I'm just cleaning them with 70% alcohol swabs and then putting them away. I've tried, don't even get me started on the stamp scrubbing pad from Stampin' Up, but I've tried like the chamois and stuff like that, and they don't get the ink off. And if you see the window of my Misty right now and you think, oh my God, that looks clean compared to mine, there's a reason it's clean. It's because I use things like alcohol swabs. Because I only say that because someone did say that once. And I've seen other people's Misty windows and it irks me a little bit how dirty they are. I don't know how you get something so dirty unless you're just kind of willy-nilly with your stamp pad, with the ink pad, and then you don't wipe down the window. But in case you can't tell, I'm very, meticulous as I'm doing things. I don't like getting ink on my fingers and all of the above, so that's why. But alcohol swabs are great for taking all the ink off the Misty window, cleaning up the contact paper that's covering my desk, this marble contact paper. I can clean that up. I just showed you cleaning a Copic with it. I use these alcohol swabs every single time I craft, so I highly recommend them. And if you're worried about it, I've been using them for 10 to 12 years, cleaning my stamps, and my stamps are just fine. So if it makes you feel any better about using them to clean your stamps, you can go right ahead. I give you permission. Then I decided I wanted to lift up the white pieces on foam. I didn't want to totally cover the back, not to waste foam tape, because I definitely waste plenty of foam tape. I just didn't want to have to cut that many strips or peel off the thing for that many strips, but I figured 3 was plenty. And then I centered it as best I could without like putting my head in the camera view and leaning over it totally. When I first started crafting, I had a gathering table, like a dining table, but a gathering table is a big square. But gathering height means it's higher, like it's higher than a dining table. So I stood while I crafted. I stood while I crafted until I moved and I had to sell that. But I stood over it, and it was much easier to like get a bird's eye view of stuff when you're standing and crafting. And I kind of miss that, but I don't really have that option where I'm at currently. I suppose I do, but I'd have to get rid of my desk, and I just bought it. So maybe in the future. And then I decided, again, I did not want to mess with liquid glue today. So I am using my tape runner to stick our image strips down. When it comes to these stamp sets, the Simply Celebrate sets with these strips of images, I cannot bring myself to think of any other card. If you're saying to yourself, I've seen cards like this before, why can't you come up with something else? It's because this is the only thing I can see in my head when I see the strips, is just like a simple card with one of the strips and a sentiment below it. I don't know what else to do without totally copying someone else's card, which I can do, but that way I can make more at once, because it's a little bit less work per card, and I can make several of them. And then I just decided to cover all of the images with Wink of Stella, and it turned out very cute because it was very shiny. So today's cards are very simple. My erasering didn't really work, so I used a white gel pen to go over the yellow that had bled out, and it actually worked really well. I do that a lot when the Copic Zero marker is not working for that. And then I made my ghosts all Wink of Stella E as well. And that is it. Those are the cards. There you go. And thank you for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another video. Bye.